welcome to another episode of Larry's Rants, Raves, and Reviews! Now, it's the moment that you have all been waiting for. Here comes the man, the myth, the legend, my papa! Here's Larry!
Well, folks, I told you there'd probably be another one. Sure enough, here's more and even more about the boat bombing. I got to tell you that it was probably by accident, but ABC shattered the Democrat doubletap hoax. They confirmed that the narco traffickers climbed back onto the vessel to recover the drugs, and therefore they were forcing the second strike. ABC News anchor Martha Raddatz, I think is her name. I don't like her. I don't watch her, so I don't really know her last name. But Martha, in her report, said the details showing the so-called fishermen aboard the narco-smuggling vessel were actively trying to recover the cocaine payload after the first U.S. military strike. It's contradicting the Democratic claims. Now, this was a devastating blow to Democrats, and the media manufactured doubletap war crime. You see, that's their narrative that they were spinning. Remember back when Hillary Clinton said, can't you just stick to the narrative? Can't people learn to stick to the narrative? Well, Martha, you kind of screwed it up this time. And I know you hate Trump. You've proven that in the past. So the ABC News has now confirmed that the Pentagon already knew the two alleged survivors of the cartel-linked cocaine boat were not surrendering. They weren't shipwrecked victims. They climbed back onto the vessel, attempted to recover the narcotics, and maintain communication. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please listen to that. They maintained communication with other smuggling assets. Remember the first time I talked about the boats just a few episodes ago? I said there had to be other boats in the area. We're not going to get them all, but thank God we got 22 of them so far since September. They were trying to get these illegal drugs so they could get another boat to come over there and get the drugs and get them. Again, President Trump, thank you. I'm so proud of you. Pete, you're a man's man. Keep up the great work. You're doing an absolutely awesome job. Now, see what this does, it makes them active combatants. They're not victims. Now, that's what the liberal Democrat communists want you to think. Oh, they're victims. Oh, my bleeding heart. I feel so sorry for them. They were bombed, and then we just murdered them. No, these are less than human, folks. These are drug dealers, drug pushers, drug runners, cartel members. They will slit your throat to make a penny. They're not victims. And so the left's latest hoax, the double tap strike, the smear campaign, it blew up on impact. Martha, you did a good job. Now, the Washington Post, which is a fake newspaper, they're fake news, they printed as two men clung to a stricken, burning ship targeted by SEAL Team 6, the Joint Special Operations Commander followed the Defense Secretary's order to leave no survivors. which the military has said that's a lie. Pete never gave that command. He just said, take the boat out. Now, this was all according to an anonymous source. The anonymous source said, kill everybody. Well, see, ladies and gentlemen, that's the communist legacy news media I keep warning you about and begging and pleading and asking you to stop watching. They're poisoning your mind. I can't get that through to some people. They keep watching this vile, nasty, communist media. They're meeting with the Communist Party behind closed doors, putting their narrative together, and then spinning it out there. Now, CNN is the worst one. But you got ABC, CBS, NBC. If you're watching any of the legacy media, your mind is being so poisoned. Now, 3 months later after the first attack, what the Washington Post used in an article that likened the SEAL Team 6 led operation to murder and a war crime. Some of you think that I'm a little rough in my verbiage about the Communist Party and the satanic left. You think I'm rough? They just called the SEAL Team 6 a murderer. They likened them to a murderer and said this is a war crime. This fact alone just shows us that this was a smear campaign that the Washington Post and the Democratic Communist lawbreakers have made. I'm going to roll one clip for you. This is a clip off of Jesse Waters, but it will show you what I've been standing here talking about for just a brief moment. Let me roll clip one.
Tonight, new information. According to a source familiar with the incident, the two survivors climbed back onto the boat after the initial strike. They were believed to be potentially in communication with others and salvaging some of the drugs. Because of that, it was determined they were still in the fight and valid targets. A JAG officer was also giving legal advice.
This backs up the entire second strike.
Yes, I mean, it just doesn't get more crystal clear than that. The mission is take out the boat, stop the drugs, keep this vessel and its cargo from reaching our shore using lethal means. And our amazing military, the heroes of the United States Armed Forces, did exactly that. President Trump, Secretary Hegseth, and this entire government are committed to finally using our military to defend our people, our borders, our family, our culture, our history, our heritage, to defend the United States. We're not going off running around the Middle East trying to build democracies in caves and deserts and in distant sands that have never known democracy. We're using the military to protect American security, American prosperity, American lives right here where we live, where our children live.
Well, this backs up the entire second strike. It doesn't get more crystal clear than what you just saw. Ladies and gentlemen, the communist legacy media is pushing the communist Democrat narrative, and they're pushing it down the throats of we the people. Please stop watching them. Please quit believing them. Oh my God, they're so nasty, so vile. I'm begging you, turn the channel. Matter of fact, Newsmax is really all I watch. I love them. Very conservative, very balanced, and very fair. They're doing a wonderful job. Matter of fact, I'm standing in my dining room doing this podcast. I got Newsmax over there in the living room turned on right now. Find it. Quit watching Legacy Media. Quit watching and poisoning your mind. You deserve better. Well, you really deserve better, and so do your friends and family. So I'm going to ask you again, please get the word out. I'm going to continue this podcast, and I'm going to say what I want, when I want, and how I want. Whether people like it or not. I guess it gets us off my chest. Maybe it's good therapy for me. But here's what I'm going to tell you. Be sure and subscribe to our channel or channels. Be sure and like these episodes. Leave me a comment. Send me an email. Let me know what you really think. Tell your friends and family about us. We're going to continue to speak the truth. And I hope you will have a wonderful